Hello and welcome to the Reality Focus podcast. I am your host, Stephen Richards. Let me haste to say Happy New Year to you, my subscribers and listeners. And guess what? For this year, we hope to have more consistency in the podcast and the daily nuggets that will come on this channel. So I really want you to look for to be looking out actually for this podcast. And I just pray that you will have a prosperous new year and beyond, and that all your dreams and your aspirations will be filled according to God's will, of course. So guess what? I thought about what I'm going to share for this time around. It's actually the second day of the new year. And I want to start the note with something that will inspire us and also challenge us to grow and develop. And so I thought about it, and the topic that we're going to share on this evening is mastery, the road less taken. Mastery, the road less taken. Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about, this topic. I want to start off with the question: why is mastery the road less taken? Why is mastery the road less taken? Let us, for purpose of our discussion, define mastery. So when we talk about mastery here, we're talking about operating at the level of excellence, demonstrating exceptional competence. So whenever we talk about mastery, we're talking about excellence and we're talking about competence. And we all desire to be excellent at what we do, to be exceptional at what we do, to demonstrate an exceptional competence at what we do. However, not all of us, or most of us, don't actually achieve mastery. And the question is why? Now, I have, gone through, think about, what are some of the reasons why mastery is the road less taken? Now, let us talk about the first reason that I have here. Number one is mastery looks like failure and incompetence in its initial stage. So let me let that soak a bit. Mastery looks like failure and incompetence in its initial stage. So let us have a quick discussion here. Think of mastery as point A where you start and point B where you achieve a level of mastery. Now, between point A and point B, there are knowledge gaps that you will have to fill as an individual. Because the truth is, nobody starts out being exceptional at first. Whatever you are doing, whether it's whatever skill, whatever area of giftings you're called to, first there is a learning curve that you will have to first overcome. And so what happened is that you will fail many times along this journey. And oftentimes, failure in our society can be defined as you being a failure instead of you just failing and moving on. But the truth is, for you to achieve mastery, you have to start um, incrementally. And by incrementally, I mean you're gaining knowledge incrementally, you're learning, you're figuring out things incrementally. And so initially, you may look like you're not making any progress. It may look like you're not making any advancement, no development is taking place. And the truth is, it takes more to build a foundation than when you start to go up with the house. And so what is happening is that you're laying a foundation, and because you have to be digging, you have to be searching, you have to be learning, it can become very challenging at times and discouraging at times. But I want to submit to you that don't fear failure. Don't fear the fact that, boy, I'm incompetent at the starting phase because nobody starts out being perfect. And so for 2025, listen to me, get started at something. Put your hands towards something. Don't lay back and wonder, what if, or, because of fear. Yeah. And I think that is the second point. So, guess what? The second point is here, fear of what others may think. Some people, they are so driven by person's opinion, driven by person's approval, that they don't want to look bad in the eyes of these persons. So guess what? Instead of trying, they said, it might as well I remain in my comfort zone. But I want to, wake you up out of your comfort zone for 2025. And I'm saying living life in the light, in the eyes of others, are just to impress others is not a way to live. It's not a good way to live. It means that your highs and your lows are always dictated by people and their influence. Now you got to get some balls. You got to, be strong, be motivated, and said, guess what? I am gonna suck at this thing when I'm just started. I'm gonna fail at this thing when I'm just starting out. But guess what? It doesn't matter because daily I am getting better and better at it. So mastery requires that you must be bold. You must have self-confidence to say that I am willing to stand alone. And oftentimes people not being willing to stand alone always want the approval of friends, always want the approval of company. They will never achieve mastery because some road you have to trod it by yourself. So let us move to the third one, why mastery is the road less traveled. Now, mastery is the road less traveled because persons are looking for perfection. Boy, I must start out perfect. Forget the whole idea of perfection. Forget the whole idea of being excellent when you just started. You're going to look crappy. It's not going to look good. But guess what? Daily you are learning. And as I said, it is the incremental learning over time that will add up. It's almost like you're going to the gym and you go and you stop and then you never go back, then you're not going to see the results. But if you are consistently going to the gym, at first it's going to be very difficult. You're going to be in pain, but over time you're going to see the result. And I don't believe there is a shortcut for mastery. The price must be paid day in and day out. So guess what? For 2025, here are some thoughts to reflect on. It is Socrates that said that an unexamined life is not worth living. So, as we move into 2025, we want to think about, have some reflection on some of the things that we want to improve in 2025 that we never really improve in 2024. And so, my question to you is, what is holding you back from mastery? What is holding you back from mastery? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of looking bad? Is it fear of others? Or is it fear of not being able to be successful? It may also be a lack of hard work or sacrifice. Now, for 2025, what I want you to consider is that what am I going to choose to be excellent at in 2025? Don't try to be a jack of all trade. Choose something that you can excel at and stick to it. Because guess what? Whatever you're good at, it will determine your income. So it's almost as though you have what we call a generalist. A generalist is good at everything, but there are some situations that you have to go to a specialist. And I'm saying choose to specialize in an area because your mastery in an area will determine your income. And so for 2025, let this be the year that you're going to say, I am going to choose to be good at something. I'm going to choose a skill, whether it be talking, whether I'm good with my hands, whether I'm going to be a good driver, whether it's going to be a business. Start. Don't let the fear hold you back. Because guess what? You're not going to be good at first, but over time, you will see the results. And so, thank you to all my viewers. Catch you in the next video.